Previously on Castaway 2000.
If there wasn't women and children in this room, I'd throw this plate at you. Yes, I would.
Useful contribution, Ron.
Relationships on Castaway have become strained. Now, some are close to breaking point. After 6 months together, the castaways prepare to celebrate the summer solstice.
Got a month's supply of diesel in here for the generator. Don't let Des know that, though. We got all Peter's best bits of wood from under his pod.
The midsummer celebrations are a welcome distraction from the recent tension in the community. Differing attitudes about work rates and commitment to the project have created divisions in the camp, and there is growing animosity between Ron and Peter. Gwyneth, too, is upset and thinking of leaving the island, but not tonight, as the midsummer celebrations go off with a bang. But any respite from the arguments is all too short. A sarcastic remark made by Des Monks during a meeting puts Ron on the warpath. Later that day, he tries to confront Des and his partner, Liz Catherine, in their pod room.
Oh. Hello.
Suddenly he appears with a camera thrust into our faces. And it's almost as though he's using the camera as a weapon.
I've been so close to thumping Des on so many occasions.
But maybe that's what Ron wants to do, so that he can be thrown off the island in a blaze of glory.
The following morning, Liz decides to confront Ron about the incident.
That's what you said to me last night. You said, get out of my room.
I didn't say a word.
My issue is with Des, not with you. But it is now. But it is now. She is this close into my face, and if she was a man, I probably would have walloped her at that point, or pushed her out the way, because I'm just so pissed off with the pair of them. Get out of my face, Liz. You're provoking me. Get out of my face! You provoked me yesterday! You provoked me! At least she had the guts to do it. Whereas Des sat in his pod and sent his woman to do his work. Get out of my face!
You can turn round.
I had just got up!
You can turn round and you can say it's but when someone else does it, it's not humour. Explain that to me. The man just tires you out because, like, if it's not one thing, it's something else. It's something in his personality that can't just be. It's got to have constant attention or constant drama.
He's a storm in a teacup all by himself.
You didn't cross paths with him because of still in such a bad mood.
He's a very angry man. And when he's annoyed with you, that anger comes out. And it's very vicious. It's very vicious.
He's such a maverick, which is one of the things I love about him.
There are about a dozen people here, plus all the kids who I love, who are really worthwhile and really interesting. And the rest, I wish were on another planet.
Ron's turbulent relations with the rest of the community are beginning to test even his strongest friendships with the children.
Natasha, she's aware that Ron is seriously thinking of leaving. She's constantly hearing him saying, "That's it, I'm going to pack my things up." Although he doesn't say it to her, she hears it said, and she hears other people talking about the fact that he said it. And she adores Ron.
Yeah! Oh! what's my favourite pudding? My favourite pudding is...
Your favourite pudding.
Egg custard! I certainly question why I'm here. And the fact that I have friends and people that I love here isn't enough.
Don't threaten to leave. If you want to leave, just go. Just go. Just don't keep on saying, I'm going to leave, and then still be here. Because, quite frankly, you're going to give people the benefit of the doubt and listen to them several times. But after about the 15th time, you just think, well, we'll go then. Just go.
Seeing, 30-odd faces, hearing 30-odd voices, day in, day out, is a huge lesson in tolerance. Maybe that's part of the reason why I came. Maybe I knew that I needed to have more tolerance.
It's early July, and elsewhere on Taransay, some of the castaways are enjoying some light relief and welcoming a new arrival for Misty the cow.
Oh, good girl. Oh, she's so...
Oh, no. Careful.
You're still so wet.
You must be only around half an hour old.
Yeah. Misty was pregnant. We were doubting that for a while.
But this calf is so much smaller than Taran as well.
Yeah, clever. But a good day for the vet to come.
A local vet has been called in to treat Taran, the first calf born on Taransay, who has proved to be quite a handful for the castaways.
Good boy, Taran. 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 Good boy, Taran.
Oh, it's blood, isn't it? You're not very good with blood.
It's burning off all the...
Stops all the bleeding as well.
Right.
Lovely job. We'll get him turned so that I can get in and take his testicles off.
Are they just going to pop out?
Hold on, you just stand here now and I'll tell you when I've finished. What you mustn't do with these testicles is eat them.
Don't look, Toby. So how much does he... Ooh.
What did you say, sorry?
It doesn't seem to be bothering him as much as the horns.
Mushy. Oh, sorry. Can we let Inca eat that one, Ben?
No, don't. So keep him outside.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh!
Yeah.
Come on, Taran. Come on, Taran.
Oh, poor little Taran. Poor lad. I mean, I only came halfway through to meet a flying testicle coming straight towards my face. Oh, poor lad.
I had my legs tightly crossed, I can tell you.
Since the community horse, Ailey, failed to pull the plough, issues about the upkeep of the animals have come to the surface.
We've identified...
A meeting has been called to discuss whether the castaways' limited resources can stretch to allow her and her foal, Arnie, to stay on the island.
We may be down to £435 per week to live on.
I'd like to keep them, but that's just me. And I know the majority of the community will say, no, get rid of them, we don't need them, we can't waste our money spending food on them when we're quite a bit of money over budget, whatever you call it.
A fair bit has been spent on the animals here. The question of treating animals who are owned as pets is not as yet included because they haven't seen what the bills are.
Well, I'm a child. I don't really get into this adult stuff. Sometimes they can just be a little OTT.
The animals on the island continue to be a contentious issue. But it's not just the livestock, but also the upkeep of the dogs that is splitting the community. Ron is at loggerheads with fellow dog owner Julie Lowe over the financial responsibilities of keeping a pet.
Ron's refused to pay the vet's bills. He said the dogs are part of the community and therefore they're a community expense and therefore we shouldn't have to pay, and anyway, he hasn't got any money. Well...
When Ron receives the vet's bill for his dog Charlie's final operation, he violently throws a chair across the steading.
Somebody who loses it so much that they throw things and break things and, just lose it, can't control themselves in that way. It's frightening.
I remember specifically at Windermere, Ron making the point, anyone even threatened him, he'd have the police here and have them taken off.
This is no way to have to live. He intimidates the hell out of me. I'm scared of that man. He really does.
The next morning, all thoughts turn to the events of last night and Ron's latest outburst.
He really blew a fuse. And OK, he's thrown tantrums or whatever in the past, but this wasn't. It was serious. He threw a chair across the room.
He's allowed to get away with everything. Everyone, whatever he does, everyone just goes, oh, it's just Ron. Don't worry, it's just Ron being Ron.
You're very, very good at bullying women.
The only thing we've got here that you get thrown off for is violence or a sexual act. You know, you can verbally try and bully somebody and twist words all you like, and that's okay.
I came here expecting, you know, to be going, oh my God, I've got no chocolate, or, you know, I haven't had a drink for 2 months. And instead I'm going, whoa, I might be attacked personally today when I go in the kitchen.
We'll see. We'll see.
And the community now has to decide whether or not they wish that rule breaker to live within the community, whether they can tolerate his rule breaking, or whether they wish to exclude him.
Back in his pod room, Ron is reflecting on the recent events and considering his position within the community.
I don't understand the people who say, I'm here for the whole year and I'm committed to it and I'm, you know, no matter what happens, I'm staying. I don't understand that way of thinking. I don't know how you could stay here no matter what.
Meanwhile, the fate of the horses has been decided, and it's disappointing news for some of the castaways.
If I do, think about them not being here forever and I won't be able to see them again. Just try not to think about it. Yeah, you're right. You're gonna miss me, Ailey. I'm gonna miss you.
As the boat arrives to collect the horses, it soon emerges that they are not the only passengers waiting to get on board.
Will you please tell Angus to take me home?
The boat owner is unhappy to take Ron at such short notice, and a call is made to the production team to discuss what should be done.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think so. I don't know, it must have just pressed it too close to his ear or something. Right, he's back on.
Julie,
no, he doesn't want to go back on.
He's saying I can't
Somebody
go.
else.
He's saying I can't go on.
Right. Chris, you've got to let him go. You've got to.
With the tide turning, the pressure is mounting to load Ailey and Arnie onto the boat.
I'm not getting on.
After further discussions, Ron is also allowed to leave.
I'll take full responsibility for that.
Yeah, but me is going to get the blame for it. But allowing you on.
What relief. You know, thank God.
Ailey, Arnie and Ron are finally loaded on board as the community look on with mixed emotions.
There were these two horses which I'd fallen in love with. They were such, Ailey and the foal were such amazingly beautiful animals, and to be quite candid, I was more concerned about them leaving than I was about Ron.
Ron! Victory!
He's been desperate to leave since the day he arrived here. Everyone has wondered why he was here.
Ailey, Arnie and Ron are going. And they're the three people who I love.
Even if this is an emotional departure, don't forget, you know, how horrendous it's been.
Bye, Boo! Bye, Ron. Bye, Boo. Bye, Ailey. Bye,
All right.
See you, Skinner.
After 7 turbulent months as a castaway, Ron's time on Taransay comes to an end.
I think he felt excluded. And to a certain extent, I feel that way, because I've always said before, I don't think this is a community of equals. It never has been from the beginning. And he felt excluded and squeezed out, and it felt as if he had to leave as a result of that. And I could sympathize with him, you know, I really could.
I think above all, he did give the kids something incredible.
Ron left, and I was very sad. So I didn't want him to leave because he was fun.
living with Ron was one of the most horrible experiences I've ever had.
With him going, there is also a calmness here. It's very strange.
I mean, I know there are people here that are relieved he's gone, I know that. But I bet in a perverse kind of way they do miss him being around. I bet they do.
It's amazing that one person can influence the mood of so many other people simultaneously, but he did. And he made a lot of people feel nervous or pissed off or resentful because of his confrontational attitude and the cloud of rancour that followed him around for quite a bit of the time.
I'll miss him. Don't know how yet. Oh yeah, that's how I'll miss him. Because he didn't work. And I always based my life on the laziest person on his site here. So I knew I didn't have to do too much. Now the b***'s gone, I'm having to pull my finger down him up here. So I'm having to do a bit. Come back, Ron. All is forgiven.
Within hours of Ron's departure, 2 of the Castaway children are moving pod.
I haven't done all of it. I need to get my crate now.
Ron's left, and he said to Natasha, because she was so distressed, that she could have his room and it's all decorated in bright colours and it's lovely. And then Jodine had been looking for somewhere different for ages, and she's going to share with Natasha.
Yes.
After an eventful few days, and with Ron having left the island, some of the castaways are in party mood.
This is a lot better.
Why?
Because this is family. And you don't get any closer than family. Now Ron's right off the island. You don't get much closer than this. Why did I say something wrong?
As they say goodbye to Ron and complete their 7th month together, the castaways' thoughts turn to a forthcoming event which is creating great anticipation and much excitement.
Listen to his wee!
For 1 week, friends and family are coming to Tarnsay.
If you want to do a wee, you have to go in the white one. And if you want to do a poo, you have to go in that one.
But Tammy receives bad news and is heading for home.
You're all right, actually, now, aren't you? It's just your... Oh.
For some of the castaways, saying goodbye to loved ones isn't easy. And for others, the reminder of home may prove too much to bear.
I've not been happy here, really.
Never mind, I've got another 5 months to go and... hope to make it.
And there'll be another visit to the Castaways on Thursday at 9:30. A new series of the life of grime begins after the news here on BBC One Scotland. Details in just a moment.